circle back to that last video where we talked a bit about changing the source attribute on an image. And I think we can also do more changes than just that. We could also apply CSS changes, because up until now, we've been affecting the HTML properties using JavaScript. We've been changing what it says. We've been changing what the image links to. But JavaScript is just as valid a thing for us to try changing. So what I want to do is return to where we were. We had this cat versus dog example. It switches the image for us, but I think it'd be really nice if when clicking on one of these buttons, it gives us a little bit more feedback. I think maybe it could apply a really cool looking style to it. So yeah, I want to go over how I might do that. And I think I'll do a different thing for each one. So for the cat, let's try to make the button look really cool. Like maybe we'll make it, or maybe it doesn't have to be that cool. Cats don't try to be cool. They either are or they're not. So I'm going to give this thing a parameter called element. And what I'm also going to do is put in a variable called this. And I'm going to want that here too. This has magical properties. It's a specific name that we're giving it that is understood by JavaScript to mean this button itself. And when I run this, element is going to be, well, let's see it. I always say, hey, I want to see it work before I assume it works. Well, I said it right now, at least. If I pick cat, I have this button right here because I'm passing in this keyword into the function pick cat. And it's going to be the same thing with pick dog. And this saves me from having to create extra variables like var animal image or var cat button, var dog button. I could do that. I could give it an ID and I could select them as variables, but I think that just makes it a little bit easier to work with. So with this element, well, maybe we'll do a subtle style. I think that's fine. Let's give it an element dot style dot color. Let's give it background color. So one thing to know is that we can't write background dash color. It's just one of those things of JavaScript because this dash looks like a minus. So we have to change it to look like camel case. So capital C. Let's make it, what's a good color? I like goldenrod. I did not spell that right. That is goldenrod. And let's see if we got that right. I probably should be checking, but it'll be fun. Syntax error, missing formal parameter. Okay. Oh yeah, I know what causes that. I should call this element. Yeah. Now we're fine. And it's goldenrod now. So any CSS property we want, well, there's an entire place we can check. If we console.log element.style, I'm sorry, this is going to be very overwhelming. There's so many CSS properties that we can pick, but you know a bunch already. Oh, I guess yeah. It's all of these. It's so many, but anything you kind of know already, you can find a JavaScript friendly equivalent for, and it's good to be aware that they exist. So I'll comment that out for now. And where was I going with this? So what I also want to do is, well, sometimes just changing one property is fine, but sometimes you really want to make something look impressive. And what I want to do is I want to create a custom class. I'm going to call this button class. I'm going to give it a height of 30px, width of 70px, background color, let's make it Dodger blue. I think that'll look good. Color, let's make it white. And maybe I'll give it a border none. Border radius, 0 pixels. Just coming up with something on the fly that I think will look good. Box shadow. Box shadow is really fun. So I think 4 pixels, 4 pixels. I'll give it a nice dark gray. So 222 is a good dark gray. And I want to apply this button style to it. So what I have is access to this element. Now this is going to look a little strange. So because we can apply more than one class to an element, we have to handle it like it's a list. So we're going to look for the class list, and we want to add the name of the class that we want it to have. So .btn. And then let's do that. Oh, didn't like it. Okay. What did I do wrong? Console.log. Yeah, let's take a look at element.classList. I thought it would work right away. How embarrassing. All right, it's a DOM token list. Oh, BTN's been added. Why is that not adding? Oh, it's .btn. So the class name is .btn, but you give it a class called btn because the class, the actual class, the way you'd write in HTML wouldn't have that because we are technically modifying the class in HTML, but we're adding CSS on with it. That's tricky. Sorry about that. Yeah, so, but having the console open, we're instantly able to see that it gets that dot instead of this, which I think is a kind of cool looking button. Yeah, maybe we can do the same thing for the other one. Yeah, that's fine. So, yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. So let's just have that. Yeah, this is the button class. I'm changing my mind on how I want to do things. No, this is fine. This is fine. So another thing that we maybe have noticed before is that, I mean, dogs, they tend to, they'll run away, but they'll come back, hopefully, usually. But cats, yeah, cats kind of hide a bit. So maybe instead of making them goldenrod, we could instead say, if we wanted to kind of disappear, well, we could change the style. We could give it display none. That would make it disappear. But we could also tell it to remove. And that's really kind of cool because what it's going to do is, so we have dog, we go back to cat, it's gone. We can go back to dog, but now the cat's gone. So yeah, remove is a way that we can take an element out if we have it selected. All right. So yeah, I know that was a lot, but really, I think it's a lot of fun to apply styles and things like that. And we will be testing our ability to use this in the Disappearing Ninjas challenge. I think that's a really fun one. So really looking forward to you having a chance to work on that one. And yeah, have fun today. Bye.